Dana White reacts to Cejudo's loss to Song Yadong, the eye poke, and what's next. Jason Herzog had to stop the fight after the end of the third round because Henry claimed he couldn't see with his left eye after getting poked. This resulted in the judges deciding who won the fight based on the rounds they had scored, and Yadong emerged victorious. The controversial ending to this main event became the main topic of discussion after the main card was over. Song immediately called for a rematch and apologized for the poke, but it seemed Henry wasn't really enthusiastic about running it back and didn't jump on the opportunity to lock it in. At the post-fight presser, Dana reacted to the fight, and it's safe to say he is not looking to book another fight between these two.
Did you know, as Henry's getting to minute 4, minute 5 with the eye poke, that he's probably not going to be able to continue?
Yeah.
Do you think he was kind of like gaming the 5 minutes to see if it would come back, or do you think he was just desperate to continue? What do you think of his decision making in the moment?
I have no idea. I'll let him answer all those questions. Song looked good. And, only he can answer those questions.
It was a good competitive.
I don't know if he thought, if I stop here, is this a DQ and no contest, or I don't know what he was thinking, or maybe he can't see.
Before the fight, it was competitive. Song did look good. I think both of them had their moments. What did you think of the fight before the doctor had to stop?
Listen, the card was incredible. The entire card was incredible.
Obviously, Henry and Song seem like they want to have the rematch. Is that kind of what you're thinking, that they should run that one back? Or?
Not at all.
Not at all? Okay.
Not even a little bit.
Why is that?
I just don't want to see it again.
Okay.
Do you?
No, I thought it was a good fight leading up. It
You want to see it again? We should probably do it in a couple months.
It depends on the eye, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, all right, we got your answer on that.
Makhachev's coach accidentally reveals that the Ilya fight is a done deal. In his first media appearance since Dana White's announcement about Ilya vacating the featherweight belt and permanently moving up to lightweight, Javier Mendez had a very interesting moment, which effectively served as confirmation to many fans, including Russians who flooded their social media space with what they called a slip-up by Mendez, that Islam's next title defense is in fact against Topuria. So here's what happened. After the reporter asked Javier what he thought about Dana's recent announcement and the coach shared his thoughts on Gaethje versus Hooker and some other ones, the next question that followed was what he thought about Ilya's move to lightweight, him challenging Islam Makhachev soon. Javier stopped himself from jumping into the topic to ask the reporter whether it's already official or not. When the reporter told him it's not been officially confirmed yet, Mendez refused to comment on it further. This was likely because of Dana's crackdown on insiders leaking fights to the media, something that he despised, causing him to announce fights himself, often by going live on Instagram. Managers and coaches have also been warned not to confirm fights before Dana announces them, or they get announced during a broadcast of another event.
That's what they want to see. That's what the UFC wants to be. Yeah, he's cutting the line, but not from an entertainment. Because if that was the case, how many times did Chael Sonnen skip the line? For us, it's one of those, we fight another featherweight again. So for us, it's what it is. It is what it is. I mean, it's not official yet, is it? I
Okay,
it's official.
It's not official, no. So basically,
I ain't saying nothing until it becomes official.
Of course.
Michael Chandler reacts to the announcement of his fight against Paddy Pimblett, essentially promising to fraud check him. This fight was one of many in the recent batch of Dana's announcements, and while Ilya's lightweight move and Volkanovski versus Lopez stole most of the attention, this one became one of the fan favorites as well. Paddy's slow progress in the UFC made the initial buzz he created by signing with the company and winning a couple of fights in a row significantly quiet down. He is still on a 6-fight winning streak and undefeated in the UFC, so it's clear the brass thought it's finally time to test the ceiling on him. The Chandler fight is a step up in competition for him, and Mike plans on serving him his first loss in the promotion and sending him down in the rankings, where he thinks Pimblett belongs. In a recent interview, the former lightweight title challenger and one of the most exciting fighters in the UFC previewed his fight versus Paddy and gave his prediction on the outcome.
I am very blessed and fortunate to be in the coolest, the funnest, the most violent, the most exciting division in the UFC, in the entire world. And now you got Ilya Topuria jumping into the mix. We just had Max Holloway jumping in the mix. I mean, it's the who's who. It's the coolest division to be a part of. And now I get an opportunity to fight a guy that I love the matchup. And he's a big star. Like people like him I'm a fan of Paddy. If you're not a fan of Paddy, like, you know, he's a fun guy to watch, both inside the octagon, outside of the octagon. He and I have been very cordial over the years, and now I'm excited to go out there and compete against him. Training camp, last camp, I was extremely confident, so I plan on doing that again the next 8 weeks against Paddy Pimblett, and showing up April 12th in Miami, knocking his block off, doing a couple backflips, ripping off a promo, and I'm going to remind the UFC world, the UFC fans, why I deserve to be in the top discussion.
Dan Hooker comments on his fight with Justin Gaethje, discussing what's different in his second attempt to break into the top contender's spot. The outcome of this one is of high importance, especially to the Hangman, as he's the one with momentum on his side, and a 4th elite victory in a row would certainly move him very close to his desired title shot. In a conversation with Michael Bisping and Paul Felder, the Kiwi compared the first time he ascended the ranks and got a bit too close to the sun, something he described as getting humbled. To this time, he's getting the chance to do it. He believes that the most important factor which he lacked before, but will make the run he's currently on successful, is experience. Justin's last octagon outing being a knockout loss to Max Holloway likely adds to Hooker's level of confidence, though stylistically, it's a completely different matchup. The fight does promise to be one of the most entertaining ones that could be made not only in the lightweight division, but across all weight classes. Here's what Hooker said.
More comfortable now. Like I see, like obviously you watch your opponent's fights, and when he fought, it was funny. Like when he fought Fiziev, when Gaethje fought Fiziev was like saying the same shit that I was saying when I was about to fight Topuria, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna walk, and then I'm gonna get a title shot." And you hear Gaethje going, "Oh, I'm about to feed him a whole lot of humble pie," you know. And because I've been in the exact same situation where you're on your streak and you're feeling like the best fighter in the world, and you just get humbled and you get shown a whole new level. So to now come back here and be in the same spot and be, full of more experience and full of more, you feel like a true veteran that deserves to be hanging at that level now.
Yeah.
But you answer those questions, and then you get a shot at one of the big names in the division that lines you up for a title shot. So.